stuff for Wondershare plays back there in another video, and today we're going to be playing some more Deltarune. And the reason that I'm on this main menu is because I realized that the Chapter 4 intro is different. The prophecy is different. Like, watch this. Let's do Chapter 3, where I think it plays the prophecy, right? Yeah, this thing right here. It's all the same in Chapter 3. However, in Chapter 4, let me just relaunch the game. Alright, let me go to Chapter Select. However, in Chapter 4, listen. It sounds different. Right? Not only that, but it has those effects in it. And I didn't see the whole thing last time because I skipped through it. So I just want to see if there's anything different here before we continue on with the 100% run. Like, see how different... Oh, that's it. Okay, well... Yep, you know how this goes. Yep. Chapter 3 files. The 100%ed file. We're doing this all in one sitting. Let's go. Skip every non-important piece of dialogue. And also, something that I'm gonna do for this video, I'm gonna explain some stuff. Alright? That meaning editing, I have an entire, like, 8-page script for this. I'm gonna, me in editing, explain every single lore point that I missed out on explaining in the previous 100% run of Chapter 3, and I'm gonna explain a bunch of lore and theories that I have, and it's gonna be very cool. So, editing me will keep you entertained while I actually play the game, because I find narrating and playing the game at the same time to be kind of difficult, especially via script. That's a little bit weird. Oh, I can save in here. What's in here? $5. And like a frisbee? No. Why does your brother have all the prizes? What? Okay. Didn't know you owned a bird. That's not for a bird. What do you say about this? What is the wallpaper? What? Is that the egg realm from Chapter 3? It's hard to put into words, but for some reason seeing Susie next to you felt like whatever you were for just right now, it might be okay. Okay, fine. Also, some copies of Lord of the Hammer, I feel like that foreshadows Gerson as a character. I also want to talk about something here. Leitmotif of the main theme, and also the shadows cutting deep. Yeah, editing me will explain that. I also want to do this because look at this. See, smell stick. Yeah, peppermint. Glass shard. A glass shard. Like, come on, what? Piece of a CD. That should be enough. Those are the stickers. Okay, smells like marshmallows. What? A good place. Why would I do that? That's not a good place. Here, alright. Now both sides? Yeah, okay, buddy. Yep, that's a good place. Now that means, what does it mean? Used all of them, yep. Okay, cool. W Sprite right here. W Sprite. Okay. And then I talk to you. Say locked door. Locked out of your house? No. You stand up at your place sometimes. Cause you'll be breaking your own room. Yeah. Even then, your mom never gave your family a spare key. Yep. She never even kept anything at City Hall either. No keys, no documents, no handmade gifts, anything. Everything important she always keeps locked down at home. What happened? Alright. Right here, by the way. This song also appears in Chapter 3, but just listen to the melody. I'll explain it the same way I did in the 100% run of Chapter 3. So, as of the end of Chapter 4, we know 2 codes to the door. We just need 1 more, and we need to get that from the police, somehow. Shelter's strange panel, yep. 3 symbols besides them. The pine tree, that will be 1225, as said in the guitar. 1225, 1225, December 25th, Christmas, which is December's holiday, correlating to December holiday. The officer's badge, we have no idea what that is. And the one had the Deltarune. That's in the church. The fire extinguisher told us a code, which was 2202 at the end of it. And I don't know if that's related to this or not, but it might be. I also didn't come to see you earlier. Yeah. Wanna talk about something? Leave. Tomorrow? Yeah, the festival. Told Noel, yep, okay. Just gotta save up, and then... What about this? Suzmeister? Yeah, okay. I've seen you at church. Feeling any better? Church is a lot. Okay. You going to the festival tomorrow? She's not going with anyone? Okay. Okay, yeah. Top shelf. Yeah, anyway. Yep, okay. It'll be fine. And, yeah. I'm guessing Lee just, yeah. Alright. This music is orchestrally loud for some reason. No cops, no speed limit. I can go as slow as I want. Yeah, are you doing alright, Napster Blook? Trying to direct traffic without undying, but... Do you know anything? And I've been in charge of something about that. Important code or something. It was the only thing that ever made her nervous. I never saw it, though. I don't think it's even in the station. Well, that's useful. Sorry, no one has seen her since last night. She wasn't at any of her usual places either. Those being... Seems strange to her, given that she's usually invincible. But this job isn't the same without her. Yeah, okay. Closed, yep. Please don't do any crimes, yep, okay. You walk with the cursed beast. You believe you are holding me? No, I don't. You are the one being led into the dark. Seems accurate. Yeah, corruption is fatal. Yeah, that's true. 100%. I promise you keep away from... Yeah, okay. Why is that? Fireball is crazy. If you wanted to protect her, should have been it. Yeah, that's true. for long. What do you mean? I never imagined we'd... I'm sorry, what? Talk to me no longer. Why do you speak in King James Version, first of all? Now we are far to be... Yeah, okay. To be the world's enemy, which is... Yeah, respect your game. Yep, thank you. Or if you hurt our feelings, you'll be... Okay, yeah, sure. Before we go over here, I have to check a few things. Yep, how about this? I have a feeling you're gonna say something stupid about it. Never mind. $10 flowers. Yep, secret weapon. Duck. What? First, did you say I'm overdoing it? Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay, yeah, let me not say any of this. A little late, but like frog riding a bicycle. Vintage. Okay, yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I also want to show you something about this. Can we go in the store? Sorry, check the sign. Open. Yeah, check the sign. It says open. Thanks for checking that. That's wrong. Then change your sign. Alright, I'm on it. One change sign coming up. And also, is there anything here? A nary bone. No rattle, nor trousle, nor xylophone tickle. Okay. Does monsters scare you? Nope. Like to eat little rabbits? Okay. Oh, the rabbit in the window. The door knocking guy? No, it's his wife. Let's take a break from knocking today. Thanks. Okay, cool. Yep, fair enough. Okay. Tell you about sometimes. Yeah, you did talk about that. Okay, go ahead. No particular evidence yet. Okay. I'm just gonna... First of all, what are you? Don't drag me into this. I'm looking. Just looking. Okay. No, yeah, okay. What are you... No. I'd rather not. Okay. Also, the sign now says Clopen. So can we go in yet? What does the sign say? It says Clopen. What does that mean? I don't know. I just want to change it again. Alright, let's see what this is now. Hold on, it was... Okay. What does that sign mean? Seems to indicate some kind of sands. Does it say the door's open or closed? Guess it just means there's a skeleton in front of it. It's closed, yep. No, it's been unlocked this... So it's open. No, it's in there, but it's not closed. It's an in-between state, yep. I get it. Like, Clopen. Kinda makes you wish you had a sign for that. I didn't know this. I love sands. And also, he's just over here now. Fixing up the grill. Want a hot dog? I'm good. Isn't that a cat tail? Okay. I also want to see something right here. Hear hissing sound. Yes. Peering into the dark, it appears that the yellow circles are just... in the window are just fresh donuts. And hissing was the fire. Okay. What do you want? Miss Inui. Only fan. Oh, yeah. The TV. Is this some kind of catch? Scuffed, old, and the colors are kind of messed up. Really good TV. Yep, okay. Could you bring it on by? Yeah. That was quick. What's the brand? Don't know. Nickname like antenna? Yeah, okay. So, Mr. Tenna and I are gonna, yeah, famously putting it in your house. Okay. Is that supposed to be Metaton or something? Which is Salacious. I think so. What? Okay, we're not inspecting that any further. Does this do anything? It's like your word friend is busy today. Alright. I also want to say something. The Song of the Sea. I'll explain in editing, probably. Also in here. He should be dead. But I didn't do that right here. On a weekend. You'll be very fast. You'll never best my speed. Alright. I don't go for speed runs, I go for 100% runs. I love reading, especially, wait, the book's upstairs. The book's upstairs. Wait, the book's upstairs are, wait, of? Okay. Let's talk about monster funerals, okay. Monsters died, their dust will be spread over what they loved. That will be an object that symbolizes their existence. That object will be buried. And in such a way their soul be able to rest within that object and the earth. Of course, everyone knows that. That's why this is the introduction. It's book 1 about souls? Yeah, sure. The soul has long been called many things. The font of our compassion, the source of our will, the container of our life force. But even now, the true function of it is unknown. How to care for a human. It's a book for monsters, okay. Why is there no option just to not look at it? Alright, let's look inside. Wait, what was it? I skipped it. There's photos of unfamiliar humans inside. You shut the book quickly. Okay. Look in the back. According to the card in the back, looks like your mother took it out repeatedly many years ago. It's the egg at Birdley's desk. Okay. No. Alright, let's see what's in here. Here we go. This was not the music before. Why is this the music? Is it because I recruited everyone? Welcome back. Yeah. Talk about something. Remember that cop last night? Undime? And they took her? Yep. South of town. Gotta get her out there. Yep. Okay. Yep. Yeah, we've seen this already. But what is with, what's with the cool music? Okay. I recruited everyone. I forgot about that. Why don't you let this weakling retire? Serve me tea when I ask for something tough. SWAT show guy, I mean, Arelze, he's fine. Okay. What is the rabbit doing? Doing his best to cheer on swashing? Yep, okay. Sporting Zapper out of fear. Very cool. Oh, I get to play the minigame? Oh, I get to play all the mini games again. What is this? Is that just Tenafite? I think it might be. Ask for help, I'm good. Any tips? Sure. Listen up. Keeping in mind this is just for fun. Time your notes well to get gold notes. Well, there might just be some lag, but adjust on the fly. See you next. Yep, okay. You can press left or right to play the notes too. Oh, that's cool. Quit or restart by pressing C. Oh, that's cool. TV studio. You can play various mini games. They have no effect on anything. Just enjoy yourself and relax. Okay, I'm gonna find out this code, by the way. Imagine. Okay. Oh, everyone's here. With ribbons for some reason. Have a surprise? Yeah, okay. I remember this over here. I got the cool music. Careful.com. This room site is a work zone. That. What happened to the wall? I have no idea. Don't know, but we're not stopping until we hit buried treasure. That's a good idea. Get a load of the guy who with no meat or fruit in his castle. Okay. This is so stupid. Wait a minute. Okay. What do you have to say about anything? Talking about the night? You'll meet your demise by the night's hand. We lived, and we beat him. Without the Shadow Mantle, might I add. A rare show of mercy. With their full strength, he'd be... Okay, yeah. What were they really like? I don't know. A little, you know. What? About the jester. It was he, the clown, Jebel, that told me about the night's brilliance, about the fountain's glory, and how I would rise to power. Funny little man, how his jokes and dances made us chuckle. A shame he had to be tricked away by his closest companion, the magician, Sham, whose smile has gone empty since that day. Be gone. Yeah, why? What is that sprite, buddy? Okay. I also want to talk to Sham, because we killed the guy without the Shadow Mantle. I know what you're going to say. Now, there's no shame in it. You fought the knight, didn't you? Well, we all know there's no winning there. I won! You got the Shadow Crystal? I see. You were able to recover the Shadow Mantle. Where did you find it? Well, guess what? I didn't use the Shadow Mantle. Well, never mind that. You got the crystal, that's all that matters. Now you've got 3. Only 2 more and we should have enough to make something. What do you mean? That's for chapter 5. After we beat the secret boss of chapter 5, we can make something. I think you'll quite enjoy. Something I think you'll quite enjoy. Now good luck, and I'll be taking that Shadow Crystal. Strange. By all reasonable means, the strength of your next opponent should be enough to already ring the bell on your defeat. But for some reason, I can't help but think you may win. There's this feeling. Hope? Whatever it is, it's quite fun. Alright, shut up. It's defiance of a prophecy. What's in here? Just learned what bread is. Hold on, wait. I'm sorry, but that's just the stupidest piece of dialogue just to intro into a shop. I just learned what bread is. Alright, I think we've done just about everything. Except for figure out the code to Mike's door. I'm sorry, what is this? Grab your phone, go to the number pad when you call someone. The letters underneath spell Mike with them. 6 equals M, 4 equals I, 5 equals K, and 3 equals E. That is so unbelievably stupid. Knowingly. And what might be in here? It's a statue. It's a statue. It's a statue. Are we supposed to be in here? It's our city, isn't it? The door's locked. Aren't you curious who Mike is? Yeah. She mentioned a lot. Maybe just a... Yeah, I mean, like... Spampton hates Mike for some reason. TV guy is like his assistant. Statue. Statue has cat ears. I also like to point out that it's pink and then it went yellow. Pig and yellow again. Reminiscent of Friend or Spampton. Maybe. Why are you scared? It seems the mouse is terrified of the statue. Here, let me get that for you. Save the mouse from the cat statue. It considers you its hero. Mouse transforms of admiration. What? Oh my gosh. Alright, hold on. Let me get this. Perfect. Is there any other hats or something? What if I put this on you? On you? Nope, okay. What if I put this on me? On you? On you? You got all the cool hats. Ignore that voice crack. Oh, I can... What? Okay. Good night. Okay. No one says anything about this. Wait a minute. Okay, wait. Oh, I got a chest. TV dinner. Nice. And then we got Mike. Hey, wait. I'm sorry, what? It's, this one. This is my mic. Yeah, this is the mic. Oh my gosh. Do not turn the volume up on that. I just saw the waves on Audacity. Mouse, right click, not recommended. Adjust sensitivity. Is this the mic sensitivity? Yes, it is. Okay. I think this should be good. What did that say? What did that say? Alright, I'll see it in editing. It's fine. That's kind of weird. Oh, wait a minute. It's the mic zone. I think I know what I need to do. Okay. Hey, what are you doing in here? Didn't you read the door? Yeah, it said Mike. And you still went inside? Yeah. Think you're Mike or something? I think you're Mike. Yeah, okay. So you figured it out? Yeah. Yike. There's only one real Mike. And that, oh. It's a Mike. What? Okay. Okay, I need to scream to get... I got pet. Please excuse that. Very loud. Right here. Motormouth Mike, the microphone who ruins... No? I should drop by. Not at all. No. Okay. With your private eyes, this is a private room. Private room to see. Does this go as I talk? We are live, we are on air, we are recording. No, it doesn't. Or these 48 volts ain't just gonna just be for show. Okay. Applause. Okay. There's applause on the right. On the right, there's applause. Okay. Mike is definitely a microphone. I do anything, asked offer you fruit. That's right, okay. What is this fight? Always has been, always will be. Okay. Motormouth, because you never stop talking? Yeah, that seems correct. I'm sure you heard me, you did. Yep, I did. Can't tune me out. Okay. Always on the air, in the air, all the range even within you. No, I'm good. I'm good. Turn down the mic. Applause, applause. Applause. Oh, I see what I need to do. I see what I need to do. Applause. Normal volume. Normal volume. I know what I need to do. Alright. I need to get it to yellow and make it stay there. You need sort of effective. Alright. Therapy's psychology's analogies, first aid and last aid. It's lemonades, grenades, eye drops, nose drops, cough drops. This is the spam dimly motif. In a minute. Okay. I record everything he ever says. And even some things he never says. Alright, sure. I'm just saying that spam dimly motif was probably originally TV guys. And it just didn't happen. Alright, spam dimly is just... I think Spampin like stole his teeth or something. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just gonna... This fight makes no sense. I think Mike needs a little break. Okay, yeah, sure. Take a little break. Let me heal up. I'll be back in a sec. Yep, alright. And he's gonna ultra transform into phase 2. Okay. What if I just do this? Just like kill him? Also the pink and yellow eyes, that's friend. Oh, is that how I spare him? Alright. I'm too crazy. He dances silently, as he always does. I'm gonna talk right now. Do that. That was great. Real. What does that mean? Oh my gosh, go up. Go up, go up, go up, go up. Go up. Okay. Okay. What is even happening anymore, by the way? Miserable? Why are you miserable? Normal volume. Normal volume. Normal volume. That's enough. Quiet yourself. Go take a break. Need to take a break, yeah. Okay, what are you gonna come back as next time? What do you mean? He's gonna turn into this Mike now or something. Fruit. Big mouth Mike, yeah, okay. Call that because I don't. Shut up. Private room. private eyes who've been investigating you. What if these are just different people? Are you actually kidding me? Oh, I thought I had to go up and down. No. No! Okay. Considers manipulating the volume. Yeah, alright, that makes sense. Alright, still up. Big mouth mic, yeah, we know. Motor mouth mic. Oh yeah, it's different. Perfect. Slightly uncomfortable in their jacket. Alright. What if I just do this? Motor mic and I. Yeah, okay. Motor mouth. Yeah, that's different people. Yeah, that's what he said. Motor mic. Motor. Go. 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 What does Mike say next? That's that your mic. Why can't I say whatever I want? I don't know. That's it? What? Alright, yeah. Fight all of you. There's more than one mic. Yeah, we know. Now that you know, there's no way we can let you out of here alive. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Which one's the real mic? Usually we split this all up. One mic does all the talk. One mic is the muscles. And then what are you supposed to be? And one mic listens. Gotta have a mic that listens. I got one here. Go right. Left. 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 Right. Right. That's not what I meant. Right. Right. Left. Right. 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 Perfect. Sounds like feedback. That's not good. Everyone thinks there's only one mic, but there ain't. There's 2, 3. Yeah, I got it right, buddy. Forget it because he doesn't talk. Left. Go right immediately. Go left. Left. Right immediately. Go. 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 I'm selling. Go immediately. Go now. Never mind. Alright, heal up. Heal up. Everyone would want to beat Mike. We're not letting that happen. Ultimate attack, what do you mean? Okay, no, I want to get away from that. No. Go the other way. 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 Go right. Go right. Go right. Go right. Go left. What? Go right. Left. Left. Right. I'm done with this. I'm done with this. Okay. This fight is so stupid. How did I die before I even got into the dark world for this chapter yet? This sucks. Okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's it, Mike. What about where, Mike? No, mic check. Yep, okay. There's 3 real mics. Applause, yes. Applause, yes. I know what applause is. Why are you asking me to do applause? There's nothing. Applause, applause. Perfect. What do you mean? This is so stupid. Alright, applause. Thank you. Can you not? Can you not? What if I just tap the mic a lot? Go up. Perfect. Might say next. Muscles and what muscles? mic, and yeah. The ultimate attack, but I died this time. Died too. Died. Go. Go. Oh, I did it. I did the thing. We just use our normal attacks. What if we just stop the fight? Take out your gun. Sorry, what? I admit what? Started doing what 10 wanted. I couldn't do it alone. Needed more mics and along. The way I forgot who I really was. Okay, yeah, sure. Helped remember I'm the only mic, the real one. These two guys are the other ones. They're fakes. Being stupid. They were stupid. You asked. Okay. Tina's always talking to Mike, right? We'll see. Sometimes he wants to come to this room to visit him. It's been that way since TV World. But he gets really moody if Mike isn't there, and takes it out on us. Now here's the thing about that. Mike has never been here, not once. And in order to stop Tina from getting his nose twisted up, we just started taking turns pretending to be him. And you know what the weird thing is? It actually worked. As long as there's a mic, Tina actually believes it. Obviously, we couldn't let you in here, or you'd snitch. But it's too late now. Our conspiracy is busted. Just before you tell Tina, let me ask you one last thing. Who is Mike? I have no idea. I'm in the same situation as you are, bro. Editing me is gonna be in literally the same situation that he is, pulling up every single piece of lore ever. Because none of us have ever seen him. Every time Tina asks Mike to do something, it's either like he just does it himself, or we do it secretly, or it just sort of happens. So who is Mike? Is he Tina's imaginary friend? Is he Tina's alter ego, like some alternate personality or something? I have no idea, bro. And why does he just get... I don't know. If the weather guys are second in command, what does that make him? What if it's us? You've been pretending to be Mike doing stuff. What if when we pretend to be Mike, we's actually Mike? It's always been us. Then where'd the idea of Mike come from in the first place? Doesn't make any sense. Shut up, bro. What about you guys? You came to this room. Are you guys Mike? No. No. Time to face the music. Go ahead, snitch to Tina. Tina's dead. You mean you can keep pretending to be Mike as long as we... Yeah. Never wanted to be Mike. Now let's get out of here before something weird happens. Something weird has already happened. Many things weird have already happened. Suppose we also don't need to be here. So I'm by myself again. Don't really like looking at this sort of thing. That's a bold assumption. What's over here? Hi. Are you gonna appear again? Okay. Well, that was weird. that even turn into? Okay, that's another game that I'm not gonna play right now. Oh, it's the music guys. Look at this. Where's the last guy? Where's... I don't know. Too much charge, and this seems we've become a cafe. What is it? Like anything, let's see. We got everything. Where are these two, by the way? Oh, they're in the room. Young also, we've recommended all the blacktail churros. Okay. Nothing else, apparently. Alright, I think we've done all there is to be done. So, we fought the mics, and I'm gonna be in the same situation that the green Pippins guy is. So let's just go. Been recording for an hour already. This is crazy. I love the music too. Anything new in here? Here's the other one. Thought the dojo could use some new beats. Maybe something more. No. Everyone who actually worked here in the last chapter, I feel like likes this new music as much as I do. Don't ask me about that. I'm gonna ask about that. Alright. Those only two people fight in the dojo together. Did I get that right? Yeah. I'm sorry, but welcome to the... Yeah, that's still the same as before. You still fight. But now the music is just overtly sentimental, and I don't know why. And I don't like it, but now you can only fight. Is it gonna be like Lenina and Elnina, the two weather people or something? Excellent buffet, does that say? Okay, yeah. Alright, I think that's all there is. Let's get out of here. Bye. There's also a little thing you can do here. You can just go to the cafe while you're waiting and get some cool dialogue. Rare reviews and autographs from various normal townspeople. Alright, well you apparently can't do that, my bad. I really want to see what happens if I take the $5 and do the thing. Because I think I actually need the $5 for it. This is the 100% run after all. Reluctantly borrow $5. Ask your brother to treat us to the diner. Yep. Okay. Alright. And then you get some cool dialogue here. What's that? The diner. Haven't eaten here since your mom took me. Remember plowing into my food with a runny nose. Probably became every janitor's enemy after that. But it's funny. Even though I was only making a mess, her face looked so happy. Just sitting there, smiling, watching me. Kind of like you're doing now. Then I'm gonna tell your family's weird. Okay, what's the dialogue? Here's always something extra for your friend. If you need anything else, yep, okay. Alright, don't hold it. Yep. So what was that, exactly? Not the last bite? Nah, I'm good. What? I didn't even... Okay, what are you doing? choose what to draw. So I'm gonna do this, and it's gonna do something. Not bad. Ooh, am I an artist now too? So, what do you think? Okay, everything crashed, and yeah, sure, accurate. What can I say? You got your ear in there. One of them. All right. Made you talk. Yep. Okay. What does this do? What did I say? What did I make her say? And the rain fell down. Washed everything away. All right. What does this do? What does it say? You can never tell when you're messing around. What did it say? Well, let's get out of here. Alright. Mind cleaning your place up? Yeah, alright. Okay, so everything... Let me turn my mic up a little bit. Everything just kind of, stopped. That includes my camera and my microphone from Audacity, so let me restart the recording. Alright, let's head to Noel's now. We did basically everything. Alright, ready? Yep, okay. I'm gonna explain some stuff. Alright? That mean editing, I have an entire, like, 8-page script for this. I'm gonna, me in editing, explain every single lore point that I missed out on explaining in the previous 100% run of Chapter 3, and I'm gonna explain a bunch of lore and theories that I have, and it's gonna be very cool. So, editing me will keep you entertained while I actually play the game, because I find narrating and playing the game at the same time to be kind of difficult, especially via script. That's a little bit weird. Yeah, you heard what I said earlier. Let's just get to it. I want to point out that I missed something in Chapter 3. There's a secret cutscene with Tenna, and if you have the deal maker, which I did, Spampton is involved in that cutscene for some reason. They, like, Tenna's secret's about to get revealed that he's a Pippus in a closet, which is the thing from the Deltarune Chapter 2 Snowgrave route. Then after that, he said, I'll even take the little mailman. And then Spampton, the little mailman, appears. And then Tenna starts tweaking, and then Spampton says, don't you recognize him? And then Tenna covers him with whatever whipped cream that is. And then he takes the Pippus back and is like, I have no idea, honestly. Spampton then says to Chris that he's never doing that again, and then goes back in our inventory. I also want to talk about a little bit more than the theories of, like, deaths and literally everything, more than I did in that actual thing, because, yeah, I didn't talk about it basically at all. I don't know if I mentioned it, but the code is 1225, not 122. I 100% mentioned that. And then I have a feeling December is lost, or like missing, more than dead, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people agree with me. I don't fully agree that she is the Roaring Knight, because I've seen a lot of theories about that. And apparently the entire Holiday family is a candidate for the Roaring Knight, except for Noel. I don't know how anyone came to that conclusion, that the entire Holiday family are good candidates, except for Noel. And my headset just turned off. At this point, I just have a feeling it's like Carol or something. I also want to point out something that seemingly, I've seen literally one person in the entire Deltarune thing talk about this ever. And it was on a really obscure TikTok video. Back in Chapter 2, alright, not only does Spampton talk about Mike, which I mentioned before, but something is related to Des in Chapter 2. And it's not Noel talking about Des nostalgically, it's Spampton. And I'm just gonna let the clip play. Who do you mean? Who? Okay. Alright, I don't think I can really commentate that really well. In the middle of his conversation, after you go into his shop, when you go to Spamton's shop in Chapter 2, then you select talk or whatever it says, and then you select fear, he just stops in the middle of his conversation. And you can tell it isn't him talking when he says, "Can someone hear me help?" Mainly because there's no square brackets or anything like he's like other voices from advertisements, and it is in all lowercase. That's something that Spamton doesn't do with his dialogue. His dialogue is always in all caps, I think, unless you talk to him after you defeated him. And Spamton is known for like using other people's kind of voices. That's why those square brackets appear when he's talking sometimes, because those are voices of advertisements that are talking about something that he is apparently talking about then. That's the only reason why stuff is lowercase. So, I don't know. Maybe December's voice was transmitted through Spamton at some point. And then, might I add, after that whole thing happens, Spamton says, I don't know what you're talking about, or something like that. And then he looks at Chris and says, they might have been talking to you. I have no idea. So Des is definitely not dead. I also still don't know what to make of the 1225 thing with the gambling machine in Chapter 3. Yeah, there's not much else that I really want to talk about besides the little cork board. I mean, like, we all know Asgore did something. I don't think he was much responsible for Des's disappearance, but, like, he did something dishonorable to be discharged as the chief of police. And he keeps going around in Noel's house while he's like on the job cleaning. He keeps going around. He goes up to the cork board in what I'm assuming is Carol and Rudy's room. And then he keeps saying how they'll all see, and then Tori will finally see. I don't know. I do that later in the video, so I'm just gonna let it play when that happens. And yeah, that's pretty much it for like the surface level lore that I kind of want to talk about right now, because like, what else is there to talk about? I mean, there's the thing how a lot of people are saying how Sans is originally a Deltarune character and made his way into Undertale, which I'm honestly a pretty plausible theory, I feel like, because a bunch of stuff, the Riverman dialogue saying beware of the man who came from the other world, there are a bunch of reasons to beware of Sans. And there's a lot of similarities that I'm going to talk about later in Sans that you don't see in a lot of characters. Alright, here's part of the deep lore that I want to talk about. I'm talking about the mystery man himself, something that has driven the entire, or at least part of the community, unbelievably insane since his relation in this game, and also in Undertale. I'm talking about Dr. W.D. Gaster, which I didn't get to elaborate on at all in my Chapter 3 video. First, before we do literally anything, we need to understand who he was. Supposedly a man of great brilliance, he was said to have created the core in the underground, generating all the power for all of the underground. It's unclear whether this is his only creation or not, having like little to no records of like literally any other of his creations that may or may not have even existed based off of what we know. And then he's said to have fallen into one of his creations, leading to the almost erasure of his entire existence. Well, not of his entire existence, he just got shattered across time and space. It's unclear whether or not that's the core, because we don't have much information of his other creations or experiments, as I said before. Now, back in Undertale when he appeared, there's this room called, in the files at least, room_Gaster, or room 264. It's this really hidden room, and you can't really get to it in the game, besides like altering the files. And it has that kind of like garbage noise from Deltarune, when you try to call someone on the phone, it plays this really weird kind of noise. I don't know how to describe it. And then it says nothing but garbage noise. It's that exact noise in Chapter 2, but extended. And in that room, not only is that garbage noise in the background, but you'll find a hidden log written in all caps Wingdings font, which looks like this. And since this is most likely, or more than likely, Gaster talking, this makes it completely plausible the theory that WD stands for wingdings, and he could be a skeleton. He's named after the font he speaks in. Same with Sans and Papyrus. And the log reads what seems to be the middle of a conversation between Gaster and two other people. The log says, "Entry number 17. Dark, darker, yet darker. The darkness keeps growing. The shadows cutting deeper. Photon readings negative. This next experiment seems very, very interesting. What do you two think?" Now, the two other people that Gaster was talking to in this log were never really elaborated on, and they were never even really speculated in the community at all. Like, who could these people be? No one talked about it. Or at least no one that I saw talked about it. Now, I personally think that one of the people he's talking to here could be Sans. And I'm not just saying because of the possible relation of how they're both probably skeletons. No, I'm talking about how, like, in the back of Sans' house in Undertale, you find this weird kind of room after getting the key from him and the pacifist ending and doing a bunch of random dialogue. There's blueprints in this room which you can't read the symbols they're written in. And in the genocide route, while you're fighting Sans, it says, "Our reports have showed a massive anomaly in the time-space continuum. Timelines jumping left and right, stopping and starting, until suddenly everything ends," implying that he knows way more than he lets on about how everything works. And what I mean by everything, how everything works, I mean he knows a lot more about how time and space, the thing Gaster was shattered across, works, implying that Sans is somehow related to Gaster, not in a family way, but in a kind of business way. Like, they share similarities in career. I have no idea what Sans' kind of thing was to do about all that. It was never elaborated why he had that in the back of his house. I don't know, really. Could have even been Gaster's assistant. And the second person he could have been talking to here was Asgore. Mainly because, like, Asgore is basically Gaster's employer. Next thing I want to talk about related to Gaster is the fun values. The fun value is a mechanic in Undertale that generates a random number from 1 to 100 at the beginning of every run, which most of the events are related to Gaster. If you get a fun value of 2 to 39 at a specific room in the snowy area, someone calls you saying, "Oh, hello, can I speak to G-" and then it cuts off. And then, "Wait a second, is this the wrong number?" And then they start singing the wrong number song. The only significance this really has to Gaster is that the person's name that was trying to be reached starts with a G, which doesn't really narrow it down too much. They could be talking about a good sum of people. It's also worth noting about this that in the Japanese version of the game, this section, specifically the line where it says, "Can I speak to whoever this is written in English. And that's probably because if it was written in Japanese, it would have to, just the way Japanese is, it would have to reveal another syllable of the name of who they're trying to reach to actually write that down. So it's clear that Toby doesn't want us figuring out who that is, or at least just keeping it shrouded in mystery for now. So why not that be the mystery man himself, Gaster? If you have a fun value of 40 to 45, at some point, I don't remember if it's before or after you meet Sans, he prank calls you asking if your refrigerator is running. If you say yes, he says, "Nice, I'll be over to deposit the brewskis." I have no idea what that means. And if you say no, he says, "Okay, I'll send someone over to fix it. Thanks for letting me know." Good communication is important. The only significance this really has to Gaster is that Sans, as I said before, probably worked with him in the past because he knows how the time-space continuum works. And also, I don't know why I didn't mention this before, one of Sans' attacks is literally called the Gaster Blaster. Like, come on. At a fun value of 46 to 50, at the same point where Sans prank calls you if your fun value is slightly below this, Alphys instead calls you trying to order a pizza. This only relates to Gaster because they share a career. Gaster and Alphys, they were both the royal scientist at some point. With a fun value of 56 or 57, when you get to the part where Sans and Papyrus try to bombard you with puzzles, And then Sans puts down a word search. For some reason, if you have this fun value, a random snowman, I think on the right side of the paper, aptly named Nightmare, appears. I honestly couldn't tell you how this is related to Gaster in the slightest, if it even is, but it's a fun value, so I'm guessing it's related to Gaster somehow. Now, if you have a fun value to 61 to 63, this is where it starts getting directly related to Gaster. Some entities known as Gaster followers or Goners have a chance to appear in Hotland. From these entities, you can hear Gaster's story, which I explained in the beginning. You can hear how he was the original royal scientist, and you can hear how his life was cut short by falling into his own creation and shattering across time and space. And it's also worth noting that these Gaster followers are reminiscent of the characters in Hotland, except for one of them, which later appears in Deltarune for some reason. And that specific character that later appears in Deltarune and was a Gaster follower in Undertale, I don't know what is about him, but I feel like he has some significance. He is, like, mentally unstable, and that is obviously revealed by Chapter 4, where he stands by where you meet Onion Sen, and he keeps saying, wait, don't, or don't wait. And when he looks at when you meet him in the library in either Chapter 3 or Chapter 4, I don't remember, he says, I love reading the books, especially the books upstairs, and then he realizes he is upstairs, and then he starts tweaking. I don't remember exactly what happens, I just remember that he starts tweaking. If you have a fun value of 65, in a specific room in the snowy area, there's a 50% chance to encounter the sound test room. In this room, there are 4 short playable loofs: Happy Town, Meat Factory, Trouble Dingle, and the most notable one in this one, Gaster's theme. This isn't only notable because it literally says Gaster in the title, but also once this theme starts playing, it can't be stopped until you exit the room. If you have a fun value of 66, somewhere in Waterfall there will be a fake hallway that, if tried to be entered again, will literally disappear. And there's a 10% chance for, in this hallway, a grayscale door just to be in the middle of that. Behind this door is a very small room containing only one sprite, which in the files is named SPR, probably standing for sprite, _ mysteryman.png. This mystery man is what is most commonly accepted through the community as Gaster's appearance. Once you try to interact with the sprite, it slightly changes, makes weird noise, and dematerializes. Yeah, I don't know. If you have a fun value from 80 to 89, somewhere in Waterfall, I think it's the area just before Undyne's house, an NPC appears named Clam Girl, who talks about her neighbor's daughter, Susie. This is more important now because of one of the main characters in Deltarune is Susie, but it's just spelled differently. And in the Switch port of Undertale, if you get this event and talk to Clam Girl after defeating Asriel, the pacifist ending final boss, she turns grayscale as like Goner Clam Girl, like the other Gaster followers, and says that the time you'll meet Susie is fast approaching. She then disappears the same way Gaster did with the same weird noise, and then Deltarune Chapter 1 was released about a little over a month later. If you have a fun value of 91 to 100, and you go back to the area just before the Undyne chase, there will be a grayscale monster kid, otherwise known as Goner Kid. He paints a picture for you with this dialogue. Have you ever thought about a world where everything is exactly the same, except you don't exist? Everything functions perfectly without you. The thought terrifies me. And if you bring him an umbrella, this dialogue occurs. An umbrella? But it's not raining. You know, that does make me feel a little better about this. Thank you. Please forget about me. Please don't think of this anymore. This is significant to Gaster because he was said to have been shattered across time and space, which his little bitch of Gaster could be these little Gaster followers that tell the story. And not only that, he basically had his existence from this erased, apart from these little things that can just like appear across time and space with a very low chance. He doesn't really exist anymore in that universe, besides those little really insignificant things. And almost everything functions perfectly without him. The umbrella gives the Goner Kid comfort here because it isn't raining. It's useless. Right now, at least. He may see this in himself as a Gaster follower, or Goner, considering Gaster no longer exists. I also want to talk about Gaster's name a little bit, and the prohibition of it, I guess, is what to call it. At the beginning of Undertale or Deltarune, if you try to name yourself Gaster, the game kind of just restarts. You'll be put back onto the opening cinematic as soon as you select the last letter. For someone who doesn't exist anymore, their name seemingly can't be claimed or replicated. And then there's the thing about Deltarune.com. Before Deltarune's release, Deltarune.com has existed with an image titled him.png that, when brightened, reveals a message in all caps wingdings reading, "This next experiment seems very, very interesting." Soon after, it changed to a different message in the same Wingdings font, explaining the plot of Deltarune as they said in the opening sequence, reading, "Three heroes appeared to banish the angels' heaven." And I want to talk about the posts that were made on Twitter a while ago. On October 30th of 2018, the day before Deltarune Chapter 1 was released, a series of tweets were made by the official Undertale and Deltarune account, which were very reminiscent of entry number 17 with its all caps and distinct spacing. It reads, "Welcome. Have you been looking for me? How wonderful. I have been looking for you as well. I have something I want to show you. But it is not complete yet. No, it is far from complete. Thus, I have a small favor to ask of you. At that time, I will ask you a few questions. Then, using your responses, we will approach its realization. Thank you very much for your time. I will be in contact again soon." The next day, when Deltarune released, another series of tweets was made, reading, "Thank you for waiting so long. After all, you and we have both been waiting such a very long time. So to be here, finally, on the verge of connection, is quite exciting. I look forward to creating a new future with you. Now, show yourself, Deltarune." And the next day, Deltarune Chapter 1 released. And at the very beginning of that, it had the same all caps and distinct spacing doing the intro of the game. Which leads into the next part, which is this man's relation to Deltarune. I've been talking about the whole thing through a perspective of Undertale this whole time. Let me talk about Deltarune for a bit. The thing that Gaster was talking about in entry number 17 seems very similar to a dark fountain. I mean, think of it. It's dark, darker, yet darker. There appears to be more dark fountains around the town. The darkness keeps growing, the shadows cutting deeper. And when seen from the outside, a dark fountain is so unbelievably dark that its darkness has the same properties of light, drowning out any light in the area. A photon is a particle of light. I'm pretty sure a photon would have to be negative for that to happen. Also, the voice that says Deltarune after you load up any chapter that you've already started is the same text-to-speech voice used to get the voice blips used in entry number 17. And now we can talk about the Goners. In Undertale, some of the things that pop up when you have a specific font value, as I stated before, are called Goners, or Gaster followers. The vessel that you create at the very beginning of Deltarune is referred to in the files as Goner body. This is relevant to the theory that suggests the voice talking to you in the beginning of Deltarune is Gaster, along with the way they speak in all caps and just their way of speaking. They just have a way of speaking, you know? And then I should talk about Eggman, too. Now, before I say anything about Eggman, I want to say that I don't think this is Gaster. I'm just going to talk about him because he's related to Gaster somehow, which I will explain in a bit. In all the chapters so far, if you do some obscure and specific things, such as walking in between random rooms, you will eventually find a room with nothing but a tree, and a path leading up to it. If you interact with the tree, it says he is behind the tree. If you interact with the area behind the tree, it says, well, there's a man here. He offered you something. If you accept his offering, you get an egg, and the man disappears. You can then put the egg in Asgore's fridge for some reason. In Chapter 2, you walk between the same two rooms again after dying to an annoying dog. In this room is the same tree as from Chapter 1. Behind it is the same man. If you interact with him this time, it says, well, there's a man here. He might be happy to see you. If you say that he is happy to see you, then you get the egg. You can also put this egg in Sans' egg pile in his store. I already showed you how to get the egg in Chapter 3, and I'll show you later how to get the egg in Chapter 4. It's also worth noting that when you take the egg out of the Dark World in this game, normally any other item would transform into like its actual Light World form. Like Chris's sword transforms into his pencil. Jack and Stein would transform into that Halloween decoration. The checkerboard in Chapter 1 would be that checkered rug in the classroom. They all have their kind of parallels. But the egg is just still an egg. It's not too important, but not too unimportant. I also want to talk about why I don't think this is Gaster. I don't think this is Gaster, mainly because, well, not mainly, but just because of the way, the contrast in the way that Gaster talks opposed to the Eggman. And sure, he might speak in all caps, but there's only been like one other time where we've seen that font that he's speaking in being in not caps, and that's when Tenna is speaking, and that's supposed to be like some serious moment. Everyone speaks in all caps in that font, at least. And sure, he may just be shrouded in mystery for the whole thing, and not only forgotten by almost everyone, including himself at times, and just randomly appears and disappears in rooms. While that is still similar to Gaster, for some reason, when you play Deltarune in the PlayStation version, Gaster kind of narrates, I guess, the achievements. The achievements are also in all caps in the PlayStation version, and it refers to the eggs as an issue, in the sense of when you complete any chapter, if you have an egg in your inventory or put somewhere, it doesn't give you the achievement with the description, complete this chapter without an issue. I don't know why Gaster considers these an issue. Maybe it does. Maybe these eggs aren't actually eggs, and they're like disguised as eggs, so you can put them in random places, and it prevents Gaster from getting his Deltarune. I don't know, honestly. I don't know why Gaster said my Deltarune, as in the Deltarune was Gaster's to have. I really don't know why he said that. I don't know what he's referring to as his Deltarune, but I guess we'll just have to wait for that until some new theories come up, or until Chapter 5 releases. I also want to talk about the Hometown Bunker. At the bottom of Hometown, there is seemingly an insignificant bunker that, when approached, an ominous sound starts playing. This sound, if sped up by 666%, plays the sound that is also played in entry number 17, also known as the garbage noise, whenever you try to call someone in the Dark World. And I also want to say that this bunker was simply nothing but an Easter egg until the end of Chapter 3, where the Roaring Knight escapes to it after you either fight them or die to him, and if you start to chase them through the Light World. After a bit, the Knight leads you and Susie to the bunker at the bottom of Hometown, which in it resides another dark fountain. As soon as you and Susie get to the bunker entrance, the door closes. Susie leaves after a bit, and in the frame are now just Chris and the bunker. When you try to interact with the panel that is revealed after Susie bangs on the door a few times, it says, "On the shelter was a strange panel, locked like a digital security lock. There were 3 entry fields and 3 symbols besides them. One had a pine tree beside it. One had an officer's badge beside it. And the other had the Deltarune." After interacting with the panel, the bunker the bunker door becomes slightly ajar, as if it were inviting Chris inside. The bunker and the code to open it then becomes the main focus for the first part of Chapter 4, if you recall. And I also really want to talk about how whenever Chris doesn't really want us, the player, the soul, to see something, he usually tears us out of his chest or something. And like, we all know that we are like separate entities, us and Chris. Like, how does it just cut off after that? That's what kind of bothers me. Like, he doesn't do anything. It just cuts to black, and that's it. And then the next chapter, you wake up, or Chris wakes up with us, the soul, intact. Like, how does that work? I think Chris just really didn't want to see, or wanted us to see that. And I also want to talk about Jevil, this little guy. After meeting Jevil, you can talk to Sham about him and find out that he came to be locked in the prison of the castle basement. The dialogue reads, "He was a funny little man, once the court jester, I the court magician. A friend, could I consider him a friend? Perhaps, perhaps not. But he was the only one who matched me in the games we used to play. One day he met a strange someone, and since then he began to change. He started saying bizarre things that didn't completely make sense, but didn't completely not make sense either. Soon he began to see the world as a game, and everyone as its participants. As the court mage and his only companion, I was forced to lock him away. Or rather, lock us all away, in his own words. Since that time, the strange words he said have stuck inside my cotton, and my view of this world has become darker yet darker. Reflecting on these old memories, I think perhaps I miss playing games with him, and I wonder if I hadn't been asked to lock him up, would I have found a little more purpose in my life?" This strange someone is rumored to be Gaster, which correlates to Sham saying that this view of his world has become darker yet darker, intentionally or not, reminiscent of entry number 17. I also want to talk about Spamton and how he became insane as well as Jevil, which kind of more proves that this guy, or just gives more evidence that this guy might be Gaster, this certain someone. In Chapter 2, the Addisons are personifications of advertisements and appear throughout the city. After defeating Spamton Neo, the secret boss, all the Addisons move to the other garbage dump where you can hear Spamton's backstory from them. Their dialogue reads, "He was like the rest of us, just a little unlucky. For some reason, his products never seemed to hit, and the lighteners never even looked his way. Poor guy. Night after night, when we all went to the same cyber grill, he'd shoot his mouth about making it big someday. You just watch. Someday, I'm gonna be a big shot." He started to get a little desperate. I heard he started looking for any way to become more popular. Somehow he made the right phone call and found someone. Or was he found by someone? They must have been helping him because suddenly, he was on the phone all the time. Suddenly, he got really good at his job. The clicks started piling up. What did he do? Why did he deserve this? We were all so jealous of him we stopped going out with him. I mean, wasn't he a big shot? He didn't need us anymore, did he? Even so, he only got more and more successful. He moved into a luxurious room in the Queen's mansion. He started bragging about big TV deals, big cars, big commercials, but then things started to crack. It seems like whatever was helping him disappeared. His sales dropped to zero, and everything came crashing down. The day he was to be evicted from Queen's mansion, I went to his room to check on him, but he wasn't there. There was only a phone hanging off the handle. Must have left it in the middle of a conversation, because I could still hear someone on the other end. But when I put the receiver up to my ear, there was nothing but garbage noise. The man on the other end of the call can really be no one else except for Gaster, because of this garbage noise thing. As I said before, this garbage noise thing is the thing that plays in the entry number 17, and is also what happens when you try to call anyone on the phone in any Dark World. I also want to talk about one more thing with that. I don't remember who it was that we talked to in Chapter 3 that elaborated on this. I really don't. I wish I did right now. But they said something about, like, consoling Spampton when his stuff started to go down, but they were there when Spampton picked up the phone. He said that his face went completely pale and that he just kind of bolted out of the room. And when they picked up the receiver, I'm pretty sure they said the same thing about the garbage noise. I don't remember if it was the same kind of... I don't remember if I did that in a 100% run of Chapter 3, but I will put a clip up if I did. Finally, gotten him to sign the deal. He suddenly had to take a phone call. But when he picked it up, his face turned pale. And he ran right out of the room without the receiver with the receiver hanging. So this is definitely Spampton he's talking about. So I went to pick it up. I'm calling it. And it was just garbage noise. Thinking it was finally my chance. Yep. There was nobody there. It was just garbage noise, possibly. And that little freak ripped me off. I wish they never bought that laptop home. Next thing I want to talk about is Gaster's leitmotif. Now, I know tracking it is pretty hard, to say the least. It literally consists of 8 notes, which is what makes it stupidly difficult to track in literally any song ever. Because it could be in any song ever. It's a simple 4 notes going, ascending in pitch, goes 1, 2, 3, 4. That is like the most simple melody of all time. It sounds like the Lavender Town theme from Pokemon. I pointed out some of possibly Gaster's leitmotifs in my Chapter 3 100% run video, and I know the first one I pointed out was just a pixelated version of what Rouse was explaining how dark worlds work, how stuff becomes darker than dark. And even then, I feel like it's not playing on accident. I mean, it's the lead melody. Like, come on. 49 minutes I've been yapping? Oh my gosh. I've been yapping for 49 minutes. Then I'm going to talk about Gaster's discouragement when fighting the Roaring Knight. When you're fighting the Roaring Knight in Chapter 3, which you've probably seen in my Chapter 3 100% run video, once you die to the Knight, the same voice from the beginning of the game and at the end of Chapter 4, which is presumably Gaster, says, "Very interesting. Your loss here is all but guaranteed. And yet, you persist. If you are so determined to try once more, then shall we hasten?" That is definitely 100% Gaster. I also want to talk about... I want to elaborate more on why I think Sans does more than he lets on. Alright? Not only was he talking about the time-space continuum, but you know how every single character in this game, if they are from Undertale, which a lot of them are, a lot of them aren't, they have something different about them. Could be a change in career, could be a change in basically anything. Like, for example, Toriel is just... in Undertale, was originally like this... I don't even know how to describe her. She was this sweet old lady in the middle of the ruins and had her choir robe on from Deltarune as normal clothing, saying how she always wanted to be a teacher, and in Deltarune she actually is a teacher. In Undertale, Alphys is the royal scientist, and in Deltarune, Alphys is simply a teacher. In Undertale, Asgore is the king of the underground. In Deltarune, he was the chief of police before he got discharged for something that wasn't ever really elaborated on, and was the reason that Toriel basically divorced him. Same thing happened in Undertale. Asgore killed a bunch of kids, and then Toriel divorced him because of that. Undyne in Undertale was the head of the Royal Guard. Undyne in Deltarune is, I think, the current chief of police. and also got kidnapped by the Roaring Knight. Mettaton in Undertale is this huge TV star. Like, everyone loves him and everything. Mettaton in Deltarune has simply been reduced to a roommate of Napstablook. And doesn't really like people that much. Napstablook in Undertale kind of just roams around being Napstablook. Napstablook in Deltarune kind of just, we never hear from him. Asriel in Undertale was trapped inside Flowey the whole time and was like a little kid at the time. Asriel in Deltarune is in college. The cat and the alligator, I forget their names, in Undertale know each other very well. In Deltarune, I'm not sure if they know each other at all. And in Deltarune, the cat has like it shows like the rest of their whole like family too. Papyrus in Undertale was this overly confident narcissist lovable guy, a skeleton guy, who had an ambition to be the head of the Royal Guard someday. And in Deltarune, he's been reduced to a distant trousel of bones. In Undertale, Onion-san was this kind of octopus thing? I don't know. Who no one really talked to, and no one really knew existed. In Deltarune, it's kind of the same thing, except he has more space. And he also mentions something that correlates with the Riverman's dialogue. The Riverman at some point says something about the Song of the Sea. I'll put something on screen about it. And then in Deltarune, Onion-san kind of describes exactly what the Riverman was talking about. And in Chapter 4, Susie hears a song across the water, which could also be in the water. Which is, I kind of want to figure out about the Song of the Sea. Like, what is it? And also how? Like, is it a melody we've heard before? Is the next Dark World going to be underwater or something? I have no idea. But even then, Onion-san has a little bit of a different personality, because he most likely has never talked to someone. I mean, he didn't even have a name in Deltarune, you just had to call him whatever. The options for the name were Onion, Asriel 2, Ugly, or something else. I also want to point out, why does Chris know the Wrong Number song? The Wrong Number song was a fun event in Undertale. And from what we know, it's not like a big thing in Deltarune. It's just an inside joke. The same as it was in Undertale. Why does he know about it? It could have been an inside joke with Gaster and his assistants and friends, I guess. Could be an inside joke between them now. And here's where I get into what I was saying before about similarities and differences. Everyone else has this kind of difference, right? Sans, however, he has not changed one bit. And as much as I like that, it makes me think Gaster hasn't really changed either. I mean, he's a little more, I guess, directly involved with the subplot, I guess. But he still has that kind of same way of talking. Alright, he's still Gaster. And what little we know of him, that could mean a lot of things. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about right now. I mean, like, I'm gonna leave it at that. Sans and Gaster have not changed one bit between Undertale and Deltarune, which could imply that Sans is from Deltarune, and Gaster is still somehow pulling the strings a little bit from the bunker in Deltarune. I also want to point out that I saw a very interesting theory from a channel called Misty Sparkles, where they kind of mentioned that garbage noise could just be the sound of darkness itself. I mean, dark fountains are supposedly what Gaster was kind of studying when he did entry number 17, right? And that garbage noise only plays in the dark world when you try to call someone. That same garbage noise can be heard in front of the bunker, which there is a dark world inside of, but just slowed down by 66%. That also doesn't really explain why you can also hear it in Noelle's basement, but I don't know. It's still a really interesting theory, and a really good one nonetheless. So yeah, go check out Misty Sparkles because they came up with that theory, not me. Yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about with that. I think I've pretty much said everything, and I'll, yeah, see you with the actual secret gameplay. I think this guy is mentally unstable. Oh, you're still here? Inquire about what's going on. Maybe wondering about that. Yep, okay. Mm-hmm. She never shut up. So naive. What did she... Who said her text seems so real? The way she talked was honest. Yeah, okay. Yeah, apparently. What is your real name? I didn't read what he said. There's a message in the click bag. It says, okay. And who might you be? As long as he's happy. Oh, customer. Sorry, would you like? We'll have to make you some ice cream, but we're closed. That's the nice cream guy. Looks like the diner is full. The customer in the back notices you. He holds up a takeout box and taps it happily. I'm sorry, what? Melodies 3 there be, 2 in the southern towers, 1 where gold strikes water. Okay, cool. Right over here. And now that we have... What does the sign say? Yeah, okay. You know what? I'm just gonna... Let's do a good 500. I know how it works. I also have no idea what these little things are. That's horrible. And now that we can climb this, it's a wall made of bells. I'm gonna climb it. What might this be? Here we go. Screenshotting that. What is it? It's the Titan spawn again. Okay. What are we running from? How are you here, by the way? Just gotta have some tea. Okay, that would be great. Thank you. Well, we know the last 4 notes of that. Fancy a drink? Sure. Let's go. So you 3 have had a mighty journey so far, have you? I didn't see this last time. Yeah, I guess you could say that. Well, now how about telling me about your adventures? I was like, would it be okay to tell him that? Yes, okay. Sure, alright then. Listen up. What did we do so far? What did we do so far? As a recap. Animatedly explained all of your adventures so far. And now we're here. Pretty awesome, right? Yes, what an excellent tale. Especially like the part where you acted out the battles. Using the silverware and sugar cubes. That was great. How else is he gonna know how cool? Well, yep, alright. I think maybe come to the study later. Sure. Ain't no better story than one told with sparkling eyes. She ain't got no fear, that one. Dow's irony, that's what poisons her story. That, and too much predictability. So, yeah, and what do you think happens next? I guess we'll just have to see. He knows. Garson knows. Wish you haven't touched. Close your eyes. Why? Feeling a warmth spread across your body. Yep. Till only a thin, sickly syrup was left cold at the bottom. It's the nice thing about tea, you can always count on it, alright? Yeah, I've had tea like once ever. But I guess it's pretty cool. Of course, whenever you want, I can... Yeah, okay. Even if you don't especially ask for it. And what? And where did he go? No idea. He just does that sometimes. He's a cool guy. I'm not controlling this. Alright. So where's that great donation the sign was talking about? Kinda weird you could throw dollars into a fountain. Didn't have any change? No. Okay. 2 in the southern towers, 1 where gold strikes water. Where are the southern towers, exactly? This could be one of the southern towers. I mean, it's in this... Oh, it's... What are these things? Okay, yep, this is definitely where we get another piece of the melody. Here we are. Should be up there. Up north. I have no idea what that sound was. Oh, well, that was the sound of this opening. Here's the second melody. And now we need to find the other one, the other southern tower. Over here, and then this is somehow not one of the southern towers that one of the piano codes is in, I'm gonna cry. So they tremble and afeared I cannot clamber any further, whatever that means. Young soldier, if you should meet her, you could tell her that my exploits, that I may earn so much. Okay, yeah. Goodbye. Oh, this is stupid. Perfect. I'm clean with it. It's a regular container of water. There's no reason to expect interacting with it to do anything. I think there is. See, like that. What? A battle? I merely wanted to investigate the water container. And suddenly, you have drawn me into a battle. You're brash. I didn't do that. I didn't do that. I didn't mean to do that. You must prove yourself worthy. Okay. This is not your typical water cooler. Holy water cooler. Okay. Your Chapter words have not once been decanted in my direction. You ignore and bescorns me. Ignorance bescorns me. Speak well of my nature and you shall be spared. Yeah, okay. As long as you don't appear to be no harm shall fall you. Okay, that's cool. Rosa absorbs trace calcium. Okay, that makes sense. Now with your hands shake with carbonated nerves, fear drips down your face in painted horror. You beg not for salvation, but your purity. Not your purity, but for fear of some ugliness you see reflected in the glass. Once again, I shall show mercy, but no more. Okay. What does that mean? The water cooler babbles to itself. Sesquipedalianly. That's how you say that. Recruit. So you have yourselves. No, I don't. Maybe some use for you yet. That was stupid. That was also stupid. What's breaking? Oh, it's you. Waves crash far, far, far below. Chance to steal item? What does a nuzzle do? Okay, that makes sense. Glory, yep. That is stupid. And look at that. 708. Alright, I got it. I got all of them. I'm crazy. Look at that. I didn't see this here. I thought I had to go all the way back. Well, I got all of the notes now, and now I can play the thing and then get the secret boss, presumably. I used no guide. Jack didn't tell me anything. I just figured it out. That's crazy. And here we are. With the 3 melodies. Oh. Hello? And there it is. And Gerson has nothing to worry about with that, and neither does Jack, apparently. My camera! Not enough space. Alright, you... What's in the C drive? Let me delete some games. Alright, hold on. Let me just do this. Did you hear something? Yeah, sounded like a fireplace opening up. Too specific, but yeah, I think he knows. Okay. What's in here? An anvil. So this is the magic axe. That's a hammer. I just realized my microphone wasn't recording that entire time. Wait a minute. Alright, the old man's here. You gotta pay for that? How much exactly? That's also a hammer, not an axe. What are you talking about? No idea. Still the inside of my study room. Okay. Nothing else was free, so why'd you think we'd start here? I'm taking the axe, that's a hammer. Don't think I'm serious, check the price tag. It says it costs, $999,999,999. Didn't realize it was still on discount. But I know, you worked real hard to get here, so how about a trade? If you, and you alone, can best my challenge, I give it to you, for free. I need, say that, what do you want? How about a haircut? A haircut. Alright, sure, which hair you want? Any. They're all too long, so you just get one, and I'll give it to you. Alright, start with your beard. Alright. It's like Yoda. What's happening, bro? I think I'm gonna go easy on you. Yep, alright. He's literally Yoda. So you want to get serious? Then tell me first, can you hear it? Can you hear its song singing from the... What did I say about the song from the deep of the sea? That is the ringing. Of the hammer of justice. I didn't heal. Tactic shows. Okay, heal. Okay, I can't act, so let's go. You're facing a hero, there isn't anything you have to... Alright, this is the secret boss, so the story goes, But I never story better with a little twist? Yeah, sure. Oh, it's the Undyne fight. Yeah, guys, let's see how you deal with facing everything head on. I'm good. Unless you face danger head on, these bullets will do good. Oh, you don't know that I did the genocide run in Underkill, did you? The Lord of the Hammer? I think I heard about it. What happens? Chapter 1, The March of the Dark King. The heroes defeat the king and stop the dragon. I'm sorry, what was that? What? I ain't using items. Alright, that's actually fair. Chapter 2, The City of the Shining. Heroes do battle in chariots to save the queen. What? Couldn't keep up? Alright, wait a minute. So the fire in your eyes, that's proof enough for me to take it, and this crystal too. What? Of course I do, but you're gonna need something to give me after our research. Yeah, guys, I like that. You know what? Alright. Let me save and heal real quick, so hold on. That's it. And here we are. Let's go. Let's go. Is that it? Figured it out. You wanna see what what is that? Oh, that was, okay. That was good. That was smart. That was smart. That was the most fun you've ever had. Cool. So you healing? Mm-hmm. So do we get the axe now? This is I'm fine now? Yep, I assume so. Justice axe was added to your weapons. How nice. Take this too. For some reason, I found this weird piece of glass on my desk. Felt like someone really wanted me to use this thing. But it didn't interest me. You can take it. Alright. Got a shadow crystal. Finally? Starting to wonder if I'd ever win. Yeah, me too. Perseverance. Each time you get a little better. Yeah, that's sure. That's all I wanted to see. Can't think I'm gonna be the toughest thing you'll face. But next time, you'll be ready. Don't give up, and give him hell. Don't have to tell me that, alright? Well, I am insane. I need a new chair, bro. This keeps lowering every time I sit in it. I don't know if you saw that. That's gonna be the ongoing gag for that fight. Every death my chair gets lower. Nothing? Okay, cool. Nothing over here. Alright, well. Well, I'll be seeing you around now. Yeah, guess we will. Why'd you help me so much? You didn't have to. Remind me a bit of someone I used to know. Just a character from that old story. Lord of the Hammer, huh? Yeah. Although, wait a sec. Isn't that what Dragon Blazes was based on? And so they changed parts of the story. Of course, the biggest fans got mad, but isn't it interesting? The book was already just an interpretation of something else. Stories can be retold, they can be changed. That's what I believe. Words on a wall called you a hero. Whatever you end up being, I'm sure it'll be tremendous. Anyway, which Dragon Blazers character am I? Alright. Yeah, okay. You are the dragon. That's what I was hoping. This guy is like the most respectable person in the entirety of Deltarune. Respectable, honorable guy. Alright, let's see what this axe does. Alright, get out of here, Devil's Knife. Magic? It has no special powers, however, in order to attain this item, you become much stronger. Okay, so no Buster TP down, there's a special thing. Magic is down 4, but attack is up 7. You know, I'm gonna take it. Watch this. Yeah, I'm gonna take it just because it's the thing. Also, I forget where to go. I completely forget where to go. Is it up here? Hi? Let me tell a story. Once upon a time, there was a lonely kingdom. In it, there lived a prince, who had scarcely known anyone else until one day. Okay. Well, what was that about? What do I do? I completely forget because I was too busy fighting. And clamber my best, but I found no. Yeah, okay. Unless perhaps this pillar is. Nope. I already fought the princess. I guess that was like a secret mini boss. Along with Mike, too. This chapter has a lot of secret bosses. Soldiers brimming with youth seek you to join the ranks of the captains, no? Together we shall stack in Crimson Tower to save your... I already... Yeah, alright, no. Okay, there's a chest up there and I'm gonna get it. Is this here where I go? Yes, it is. And the piano. Music that says you're tempted to transcribe. Okay, yeah. It's a bit hard to read the characters, but it looks like this. What if I actually play that? I'm gonna try that. What if I... You know... Alright. Today in church when you were asleep, Mom said you used to play good. Don't know why you're pretending you can't now. You may be... Okay, yeah, shut up. Yeah, alright. You should play. Yeah, watch me play. Watch me cook right here. Thought about Caesar's words and took a deep breath. Your hands began to move on their own. Also this. Wait. Okay. What's even over here, by the way? Okay. What do you call a man with one eye? I have no idea, bro. It's a really elongated joke for no reason. A man with one eye. What could that be? I don't like the lack of music here. Okay, that's not man with one eye. Alright, yeah, I already checked all these. Why does the angel make its cry? Who will call the girl who snows? Noel? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, okay. Neither do I. I was actually hoping you knew. But lo and behold, you don't. See, this is why I'm walking through all of them. Alright, you see? You see? It's gonna be, there's gonna be something. I'm also in actual color now. Roots. I heard something in between. Something in between. It was mixed up. Children lost where tail followed. The wood grow. The pointed forest. The poor children. It's just a single note or a chord being played over and over again. And also, where is it? There's a peculiar book here. Read it? Yeah, sure. And so wept the fallen star, making rivers with its tears. Then, slowly from the bitter water, something grew. It looked like glass. Yep, okay, we read this. Yeah, okay. This is also, I think, how you get the egg in this chapter. I just don't know where to go. Okay, cool. We gotta do the classic back and forth walk. I don't like this note that's playing, though. The classic back and forth walk. Hi. Chris, there you are. The patients are waiting for you. It's a hospital. Yes, I know I'm quite small for a secretary, but knockoffs don't have the right to complain. Seems to be occupied. Seems to be occupied. It's a sink. It would be ridiculous if you painted something and there was nowhere to wash your hands. Hold up. Someone seems to be making a painting of a tree. However, strangely, it seems that they haven't drawn the bark yet. I don't agree with this. He's behind the tree. Well, there's a man here. Well, he seems to be pointing at something and nodding. Well, there's a canvas here. Will you draw? Yes. Chris picked up a pencil. They began by sketching what they had seen behind the tree. But as they sketched, the line began to err, as if the pencil had lost its way. So they started again, drawing over the lines they had already made. Many times they would suddenly halt, or the pencil drifted into a new drawing. So they started over again. Through many repetitions, their movements became faster and smoother, until without looking, they had completed a sketch in a single wild line. In the end, as a result of layering the sketches on top of each other, the surface of the canvas was nothing more than a monochrome smear. Next, tree was painted over it. Painted over everything, leaving nothing but a simple, still life. After all, there wasn't anything to look at in the room besides a single tree. Chris got up. It seemed the painting was complete. But their hand, smudged with graphite, was still moving, as if to trace some unseen shape. An egg was picked up from a nearby easel. Okay. I have no idea what this is about, honestly. Is there literally anything else? What is this? It's sacred moss. I'm gonna eat the sacred moss. With gusto, the moss was consumed. I have no idea what gusto means. Well, I'm gonna ignore that. Alright, final boss time. Yep, here we go. perfect, bro. See how easy that was? I'm just crazy like that. We're gonna change the scenery, but this is a bit ridiculous. Yep. Alright. Very cool. Alright, we're only left to theorize about this now. Then when all hope is lost for the tale, we theorize about what will happen because she's punched the thing, the final tragedy unveils. To save the worlds, there is only one way, and that's punching a bit of glass. It's kind of funny how Chris... Hold up. It's kind of funny how Chris does all this while simultaneously being in the Evil Eye Fountain Openers group chat. I also want to see something. Because Raza said something about, if prophecy's broken, it just appears somewhere else. So obviously there is another version of the final prophecy somewhere around here. I don't think it can be found, though. Seems the way is blocked. Put out your hand. And just out of view. Just perfectly out of view. Another hand pressed against yours. And pushed you back. There's also a sound effect that plays right after that. That's at like negative a billion volume, but if you raise it, it's like a guitar strumming. So there's something about December right over there. And here's the guitar riff. Perfect. Perfect. 100% run. Let's go. Been recording for like 2 hours. Okay, so who's gonna, in the next chapter, figure out that this is all broken and have a police investigation, and then they're gonna realize, oh, Undyne's missing, and then she's dead in the bunker. Alright, well, that's chapter 4, besides this last cutscene that I kinda want to talk about. Right here. Don't forget, Chris. You promised. What did I promise with the Roaring Knight, or what did Chris promise with the Roaring Knight that I'm not aware of? No, we 100% know Chris is working with the Roaring Knight. He's basically an expert at making dark fountains. Right? And also here, well done. The halfway mark has been attained. But it is still waiting. How much longer now? My Deltarune. To be continued in Chapter 5 next year. That's a top tier gap compared to Chapter 1, which is like 7 years ago, I think. Alright, yeah. How long ago was Chapter 1, actually? Yeah, it was like around 6 years ago, I think. Alright, yeah, that's about it for, Deltarune. For now, at least. Alright, and also, I have no idea when I'm gonna be getting a new processor for the Dark Ages series. So until then, I'm gonna be doing a rerun of the Blade and Sorcery series with a little bit of more stuff this time. Alright? And it's gonna be really cool. And I'm gonna get the secret ending in that too. So, look out for that, I guess. And yeah, that's about it. Until next year, that is, Deltarune. So, thank you everyone so much for watching. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell for post notifications every time I upload a video. And as always, see you in the next one. Goodbye.